speaker will be Alexandru. And from the opposition, I have made now the first speaker, the second speaker, Ioana Cornescu, 11C, Majoronic 9E. The reply speaker will be Lulia Andreescu.
Hello, my name is Bacau, and I am the first speaker of the government. I will present the motion and the criteria, and then I will elaborate on the first criteria. This Parliament supports the opening of a debate club in each school. Firstly, what is debate? Debate is an educational form of deliberation, which is composed of two teams with an equal number of members who have to support or oppose to a certain motion. Furthermore, a club is an organized form of an organized association of people with common goals and interests, and being part of the club also builds on the feeling of belonging to a social group. We should recall that the current system of debate is based on the gatherings in ancient Greece, where people took part directly in solving general interest problems, thus contributing to one of the purest forms of democracy. In the Middle Ages, debates lose their political role, but they maintain an important role in education, especially in Great Britain. In the 19th century and the United States, debates evolved toward elective debates. The first series of public debates was held by the United States President Abraham Lincoln and Senator Douglas on the topic of slavery. Then universities such as Harvard and Yale or Stanford in California take this model, and their students participate in academic debate competitions. The first televised debate boosts the popularity of the candidates for the presidency of the United States in 1960, Kennedy and Nixon. Today, the most commonly used forms of debate are world schools, Karl Popper, Lincoln Douglas, and American or British parliamentary. At the moment, in our country, there is the Romanian Association of Debate, Oratory and Rhetoric, which includes 50 clubs from 10 cities, where over 1,000 students take part in competitions held in Romanian as well as in English, at a regional, a national, or even at an international level. Despite this association, most schools don't have a debate club, although the most distinguished institutions do practice such cultural activities. Our case philosophy is built around the idea of personal development, because learning to debate helps develop one's personality as well as being a sign of civility. In order to support this philosophy, our team will present three major criteria of an educational, social, and psychological nature. The first criterion, the educational one, refers to learning proper argumentation at school, as this club encourages and provides the necessary conditions to carry out this kind of cultural activities. Argumentation is vital in all situations where differences of opinion, questions, or uncertainties emerge, helping the development of judgment, with the students learning how to build valid arguments based on solid documentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ferdinand I and I am the first speaker of the opposition. In other words, I am the one who will say how things really are. No offense, Alexandru. Me and my dear teammates, Ioana and Mircea, have the task to explain and demonstrate that opening a debate club within our school is completely unnecessary. Firstly, although we agree with the definition stated by the government team, I must say that teenagers will find this club to be just another excuse to get away from their house chores and from their parents. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are we really supporting this kind of action? Can't we see that things are getting out of control? I look around me and I simply can't believe it. School is not what it's supposed to be. Instead of focusing our attention on studying and exams, we come to a worthless club, and during school hours, this is completely unacceptable. Yeah, I've listened with undivided attention to the solemn paragraph about Greek democracy and how with proper argumentation and speaking skills, the citizens of Athens managed to take direct part in the welfare of the city. But does this apply to our present? Is Greek what it once was? No, on the contrary. It's a country drowning in debts created by the same incompetent governments that ran the country throughout time. Yeah, we may not be the descendants of Greece, but we are the sons and daughters of Rome. Our school has a 146-year-old legacy of which we are very proud of. Our students learn hard and the results can be seen, carved into the marble plates gathered throughout the school. Mathematics, biology, chemistry, informatics. I'm certain that none of these students achieved those results because they were part of a debate club, because they simply didn't have the time. We are a science-based school, so let's remember who we are and what our goals are. Let's focus on obtaining those results and leave debating for other institutions. So, you may have noticed that our philosophy is that debating will lack the necessary impact. Yeah, personal development is beneficial, though I seriously doubt the debate club will succeed in its mission. Our team will now present 3 arguments of educational, civic, and psychological nature to back up the opposition motion. The first argument, the educational one, questions the necessity of such an activity when a subject already exists within the school that deals with logic and argumentation. We study logic in the 9th grade, that's a fact we all know. The subject is well presented and well delivered by well-trained teachers. So why try to fix something that works perfectly well? Have we nothing better to do? So I believe it is clear that the government's motion has a usefulness level equal to 0 and that we should focus our attention on far more important things. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alexandra and I'm the second speaker of the government. I strongly believe that opening a debate club in every school is really necessary because it develops one's personality within his or her perspective and mind. Firstly, speaker number 1 of the opposition claimed that there already is such a subject within the school curriculum called logic. It is true, I, as a 9th grader, study logic, but it's very different from debating. They both have the same purpose, enlightening the mind by making it more analytical and critical, but debating offers that plus of adrenaline needed to encourage the speaker to express ideas and opinions in everyday life. We have all been in this situation, haven't we? Speaking in public. It's frightening in the beginning, but there are some who never get over this fear. Why can't we find a solution for the introverts to express what they want to say out loud by teaching them this right here at school? Moreover, this club will familiarize participants to deal with tough situations and stressful competitions. I was a very shy person and I couldn't speak in public at all. But look at me now. I'm standing right in front of you, talking without being afraid. Well, at least not as much as I used to be.
Okay, so I think I have an intervention. So you think that the debate club can definitely help someone overcome their fears?
Well, yes, it trains you to express out loud what you want to say without being afraid. So yes, it overcomes the fear, actually. Back to my speech. Talking about speeches, do you think Obama would have the same self-confidence if he wouldn't have learned all this through debating? Or any other personality who deals with this every day? This would only lead to much more confident, intelligent, and competitive citizens who could even change something in our problematic society based on superficial values. Who wouldn't want a brighter future for their own country? As everyone knows, mass manipulation is very often used nowadays. And many of us are aware that it only creates a path for us to follow. So why don't we change anything? I think that is our way out to real, better democracy. Thank you for listening.
What is more, I don't believe that the American president, Barack Obama, has been helped by the fact that he has taken debate courses when he had to deal with natural or economic disasters. This leads me to the social argument. Many students don't socialize sufficiently because they lack free time due to the fact that they have too many classes and excessive homework. It is true that learning is a positive element, but it can be detrimental to the students' personal lives. A study showed that 80% of high school students can deal with their school schedule, and 60% of them admitted that they are involved in extracurricular activities. So, what do we want for our children? Excellent academic results or useless debate activities? To tell the truth, the country with the best results in the educational domain, Finland, has never had such a club before.
I have an interruption. Actually, in Finland, in English class, we have a module with debating, and it helps assess students.
Well, that's true, but it is compulsory, so the students are taught debating in the school schedule, so it doesn't take up their free time, and also they get grades for it, so that's a reward. This leads me to the economic criteria. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is always complaining about lack of funds, so how can we get sufficient funds to support such a club? Once the project has been set up, we have to go on with it. Our country isn't sufficiently developed to support other additional expenses. We want facts, no promises. So we want results. What is more, not all the students can afford to pay for such a club, so this would lead to discrimination between the poor and the rich students. Do we want that? Is it fair or democratic to do so? In conclusion, we are against opening this club. Vote for the opposition.
Good afternoon. My name is Ferdinand, and I'm the third speaker of the government. So, my team has mentioned the definition, the history, and solid arguments of the educational and social nature. I'm just going to briefly demonstrate that these arguments have not at all been attacked. The educational argument referred to the debate club being useful and very necessary in order to improve these skills, which are in high demand in society nowadays. I was wondering, how many students have initiated a debate in a logic class? I am in the 11th grade and I haven't done that yet. Maybe next year, but we highly doubt that. Moreover, attending a debate club can help you to find a personal way of studying, and therefore it comes as an aid for school. That is another valid argument for the government. Indeed, the second speaker of the opposition was remarkable, talking extensively about the lack of time that students have. But she also brought up the issue that attending a debate club will not prevent natural disasters. Still, is that what we are talking about? No, it's completely off the topic. Debate is a very appreciated mind sport in international universities and institutions which own a debate club. Therefore, it is an advantage for the students who want to study abroad. During courses and exams, students must be able to sustain their own point of view by bringing solid evidence and relevant examples. The argument that I'm going to present is of psychological nature. We are all teenagers. We have our experiences, passions, but also failures. How can we evolve as human beings? Because I believe that we all want that. If all we did was to come to school and do our homework, our life would be pretty boring, don't you think? For this matter, our teachers have proposed opening a debate club. Also, we are constantly under the impression that only our family can form us and help us find our social and moral wishes. But let me ask you this. Do you think that the greatest orators, artists and scientists of the modern era were formed by school and by their parents? Or that their parents had the time to deal with all their problems? In conclusion, I believe that a debate club will be very useful for most of the students, but also it will open the doors for those who would like to test their debating skills. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Mr. and I'm the last speaker of the opposition. And I'm going to refer to the arguments brought by the government to support this motion. Firstly, the educational criterion indicating that students learn to sustain logically and correctly their ideas only if they join the debate club is obviously far-fetched. It is because all subjects teach us to develop these competencies. Do you mean we can all learn maths, physics, chemistry before getting used to logic and reasoning? All the exams we are going to sit sooner or later focus on our ability to express our opinions and support them with evidence. Do you think we can learn that only at the club? No way. Secondly, I wonder if all the political and cultural representatives, all the artists and sports people have ever been part of a debate club. This club, honourable members of the audience and members of the government, takes considerable time and effort. One does not only have to be there physically, but also get involved, prepare for competitions, which is going to occupy even more of one's already so limited free time. Therefore, these arguments have been attacked only superficially by the government. And lastly, the last speaker of the government sustains that participating in a debate club helps you be more responsible and develops your personality. Indeed, I must agree that you may develop your oratory skills, but not become more responsible. One reason is that you become more responsible when you have to manage on your own without waiting for help from those around.
Don't you think that is the other way around? That you have to be more responsible when you have
No,
to
I
deal
don't.
with more people?
Now, back on topic.
Okay, that proves my point.
Actually, you can, but whatever. Moreover, the excessive participation in such activities may have unwanted effect on the psychological evolution of some teenagers who are in danger of losing touch with the physical, objective reality, getting lost in the maze of arguments and sterile discussions that cannot... Again, go
Are
on.
you talking about side effects?
No! I'm
Is
not.
it medicine or anything?
No. Actually, it is what you propose. So, according to you, you propose a medicine. A useless medicine. Thank you. So, objective reality, getting lost in the maze of arguments and sterile discussions that cannot offer solutions to material problems. On the other hand, debate activities can inhibit the evolution of certain more vulnerable teenagers, or, on the contrary, strengthen even more the dominating spirit of some choleric personalities. Putting these things into perspective, our future looks somber. As we know, it's school that develops these abilities in the exactly right amount. This club would indeed be useful in a perfectly democratic society, but not in Romania, where people tend to be either too domineering or too submissive. That is why psychology says no to creating a debate club in schools.
So, you have listened to it all. The good parts, the bad parts, the pros and the cons, and now it's time to draw this debate to a close. So, what did we talk about today? Well, our team argumented on the topic that debating should be learned with the help of professionals, the teachers, because they are the ones who can promote a good, argumented and coherent style of learning. So, we can't say in any way, shape or form that the debate club can replace a team of teachers as the one Ferdinand I National College has. Moreover, the second speaker of the government had us almost believe in the American dream. But are we Americans? Is Obama going to be the future president of Romania? Highly unlikely. The first speaker of the government talked about personal development and responsibilities. The third, yeah. Dear audience, I look around me and I see intelligent people. I see smart people. People who have achieved something in their lives. And I'm almost certain that none of it was because they were part of a debate club. Yeah, a club may be useful, but is in no way necessary to Ferdinand I National College. Thank you very much.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, as you have seen, the opposition's attitude is rather imbalanced. It's either shallow and ironic, or outright absurd and exaggerated. This makes us believe that their criteria aren't well established, and thus are easily deemed invalid against the strengths of the government on the conflict areas. educational perspective, the existence of a subject that approaches reasoning and argumentation rather formally, I must say, is irrelevant, considering the fact that the approach of the debate club is interactive, and this activity is held without the constraints of a final evaluation or a strict curriculum, while still offering its members the opportunity to take part in competitions. Speaking of which, we would like to challenge the other high schools to take part in academic debate competitions. Secondly, from the social point of view, personal development and the broadening of perspective on society through access to quality information are indisputable. Considering the practicality of this activity, which is an investment whose results affect multiple areas of daily life, by protecting us from manipulation and leading us towards a better common future. Having stated this, it is unnecessary to discuss the financial aspect, which is minor anyway. Lastly, the grim perspective on reality and the possibility of losing contact with it, matters which have been observed in the psychological criterion of the opposition, not only reflect a negative attitude, but also makes us support even more the development of debate clubs, precisely to avoid such a false reality, with no people capable of making judgments based on solid evidence. Therefore, having noticed these aspects, we are convinced of the benefits of the debate club, and we consider that by implementing it, teenagers can properly enter adulthood through a different way than the one offered by traditional education. Thank you.
We would really like your feedback on this. We would like to appreciate certain facts, to tell us what you like, what you dislike about what you saw. Maybe suggest something to the participants. We would also like to encourage you to participate with your students in similar debate activities, because we think they are really helpful. So, feedback first.
I must congratulate your students. You've done an excellent job. You are brilliant, believe me. And of course, your teacher, who coordinated you. And now, who decides if the club?
You decide. You decide.
Okay, I'm for. Yeah. So we'd like you to, to enter in a discussion with you for something like. Have you enjoyed it?
Yes, this was a very enjoyable activity. We liked it a lot. Whether you will have a debate club or not is irrelevant, because you already know how to do it very well, with or without the debate club. But I don't know, I think the opposition had a bit more of an actor's talent than the others, in my opinion. I don't know. I think they're better actors. But all of them were very good. Excellent.
They are government, they are serious.
We have chosen them for this.
Okay, thank you. So that's it. Thank you for your participation. And please don't leave us before helping yourselves to some refreshments. Thank you very much for your participation.